Hey there, comic book fans. I got a big haul this week at the comic shop. There were 10 comics on my pull list. Plus, I pulled another one off the shelf like a maniac. So I got 11 comics this week. But let's start out with my top of the printer museum comics I left sitting around this week so I could look at. One was Ghosted. This was only, how old is Ghosted? The 20 teens this was. Doesn't have a year on the front, but I guess David Gianfelice did the cover on this one. I just kind of pulled this one out and liked the scary animals on it, so I left it on top of my printer all week to look like. I got kind of cool, those scary animals. This was a guy who hunted down ghosts, I think. I'll have to reread this. I don't remember. Let me see what year it came out. Just I kind of know now, because like I have no memory of what year this came out. How many, I don't know, lasted 25 issues or something? I couldn't even tell you. But I enjoyed reading it at the time. 2014. Man, that was, 8 years ago now? 7, 8 years ago? Whew, time flies. So, there's a Ghosted for you. And the other one, of course, was Gil Kane. Iron Fist #2. Gil Kane, I think John Romita inked this one. I looked it up. I think it said John Romita and Gil Kane. That's definitely Gil Kane in the pencils. But this was a fun one to... Iron Fist is fighting the bushes. All right. Somebody's lawn got out of control, and Iron Fist has to take care of it. Then the freebies for the week. Of course, the comic shop news. Feels like there's 2 of them here. Let's see. Couple of them. There's Comic Shop News 1798 and 1800. I think I got one last week. Must have been 1799. I forgot to show it last week. But always good to see these. And get, see if there's anything I want to buy in them. Occasionally I look through this and I find something I want and I put it on my pull list. Alright, now let's see what we got in the regards of comics. Regarding the Matter of Oswald's Body, #4. So again, I don't know how many issues this is going to go. I assume 6. Boom Studios, because Boom Studios often puts out 5 or 6 issue miniseries. But this one's been fun. Who's this by? Christopher Cantwell, Luca Casalanguida, and Giada Marchisio. There's our team. And... has to do with the Kennedy assassination and Lee Harvey Oswald, who shows up alive in this issue. After this, he was supposed to be dead. We'll see what happened. But I think the whole... and I really like the art and the storytelling in this. But the whole plot of this is these people who got roped into... they didn't even know what they were doing. And it turned out they had to find a body double for Lee Harvey Oswald to bury in his place. And they're just like... they're all... because like I said, they got roped into this. They're all kind of like small-time crooks. And they kind of know that they're expendable. So we'll have to see how that one works out. But I've been enjoying it. Then we've got Homesick Pilots, issue #12. I think this one is going to... nice cover there. It's got to be, is it wraparound or is that just the back? That's just the back cover, I think. That's what's always on there. This, we got more, I think more stuff has been added over it used to be just the nuclear bastards. Now we got all that graffiti and stickers added. But this one has got our haunted house versus our mech that's powered by ghosts. And I think at the end of the last issue, we're going on a subplot. Here we go. These guys are going to have to go to... The haunted house that can move around is fighting the mech that's powered by ghosts. And the people in like the haunted house, some of the... I guess they'd be our good guys, our homesick pilots, have to go on this sub-quest to get something that they can stop the nuclear bastard with, the mech. So... we'll see what happens in this. It was kind of like, it was just coming to a climax last issue. And then they're like, no climax, subplot. And I was like, oh, okay. Let's see where they go with this. Then we got The Great Gatsby, #4. Adaptation by Ted Ammons and Georgia Coelho. Nice cover in this one. They didn't have the. I haven't or they didn't have. Oh, this one. They didn't have the cover with the foil on it this time. I wonder why. I've kind of been buying those the week after I get this because I'm like because I usually don't buy. I usually don't buy multiple copies of the same thing. But I've been so into the Gatsby, and I've been working on my own Gatsby illustrated version. So I've been buying them. I ended up buying the foil ones, but it wasn't in this week, so I was like, oh well. But I've really been enjoying this adaptation. There's the famous throwing the shirts scene of the Gatsby. Really been enjoying their adaptation of the Great Gatsby, so I look forward to this issue and the issue. On my way home from the train station today, and on my way to the train station this morning, I was listening to the audiobook version of the Great Gatsby. I've never listened to that before, so I was enjoying that. So last year I read the book. I read graphic novel adaptations of it. I'm reading a new graphic novel adaptation of it, and I'm listening to the audiobook. Issue 12 of Deep Beyond. This is our Italian made one that some guys from an Italian studio, I think, do this. And this is the final issue. It's been a sci-fi story with alternate worlds and just one alternate world, and all sorts of fun stuff going. It started out kind of post-apocalyptic, and then it took a turn away from that into sci-fi, and it's pretty much stayed sci-fi the rest of the way. So it's been a fun 12-issue series. I look forward to seeing how it ends up. Then what is this? Oh, Gary Panter. What? I can't read that logo. Whoops. What is the name of this? Where's the indicia? If there was an indicia in it, I'd tell you the name, but I don't remember it. And I can't read it. It's Gary Panter, Cramped. Oh, but Crash Pad. There it is. The indicia's on the very back. Crash Pad number 1. I think this is a one and done. I don't know that there's any. I just haven't read any Gary Panter in a long, long time. I don't know if I actually have any Gary Panter books. But I know his work. I've seen it over the years and stuff. But I saw this was coming out from Fantagraphics, and I was like, you know what? I'll buy a Gary Panter comic. Like I said, I don't know if there's any more of these coming out, or this is the only issue. Crash Pad. The Unfurling Lotus, Crash Pad, Gary Panter. She is one-faced and three-eyed with disheveled hair. Okay. All right. Like I said, I don't think I've read any Gary Panter in decades. So I saw that was coming out. I was like, you know what? I want to read some. What's the Furthest Place from Here? Number 4. I've enjoyed the first 3 issues. Some creepy stuff has been going on with our kids in the future. Some nice artwork, too. Oh, look at that, a carnival. Who've never seen adults, and there are no adults around, and there are all these kind of kid gangs who live in the city. And they got their house burned down, and they're now kind of on a quest to find a new place to live. And they just have no idea what's out there in the world. Because, like I said, they've been raised with no adults since they were children. So it's like they don't know what anything is and how to do stuff. So it's kind of interesting. And that feels like a 32... They've been, like, the first one was huge. It was like 70 pages. And the second one was like 60 pages or something. This one feels like about 32 pages. And they're all like $3.99. So this has been a good read, and you get a lot of comics for your buck. What else do we have here? Usagi Yojimbo 26, Crossroads, Part 2 of 2. Part 1 was really good. I remember talking about this on my Friday night show. There were some scenes in Part 1 that were just so brilliantly done. And here's Part 2 with this, I forget his name now, this demon guy is back. This scary, scary demon guy. So, Usagi's always good. This is an Usagi Yojimbo fan club, my channel. You know, I love all you. There's only A and A minus Usagi, or there's only A plus and A Usagi. So every issue is really good. You can pick up any issue and read it. Check out some Usagi. I say that every 2 weeks. I think I'm getting 2 Usagis. I'm getting the reprint and the regular one. So I say that every 2 weeks. Time Before Time, issue number 10, which took a twist. Was it the end of last issue it took a twist? This is the one that's about time travel, and these two, they come from different, like 1,000 years apart, different times, who are vying for sort of this time travel racket that's going on. And one of the guys who worked for them tried to escape through time, and now he was just grabbed by this other guy who wants to use time travel to fix things. I think that was the last thing because they don't use time travel to fix things, because according to their rules, you can't change anything. You can try, but it won't change. Something will stop you, which I think was the old Robert A. Heinlein rules. So this guy wants to go, and then these are other people in the time travel syndicates who are trying to find these people who stole their time machine and escaped into the past. So this plot has gotten, like I said, the end of the last issue made the plot even more complicated. So it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed that one. Then much less complicated is The Silver Coin. See who did this one. The Dancer by Vida, Ayela, and Michael Walsh draws every issue, and he's got a different writer with him every issue. And there's this vague, and it's a horror book, and there's this sort of vague thing that ties it together, this silver coin that, if you get the silver coin, evil things happen to you. And this is the story about evil things happening to you. You can pick up any issue. It's on its own. It's its own thing. And each one is pretty good. Michael Walsh is an excellent artist. I don't think I've read a lot of his stuff before. Can't remember what he did. But all the writers are bringing their own story to it, so it's a lot of fun. I've been enjoying that one thoroughly. Started out as a 6-issue mini, and then just said, we're going to keep doing it. And I was like, fine with me. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Where's our number on here? 5. It's yellow on white. Remender and Andre Lima Araujo. And the art is the star of this one. The visual storytelling is just so good. And it's a lot of this guy who's trying to use the internet. There's this network of internet hitmen. And he's just kind of this guy so far who's trying to save people. So he finds out about them and found out about a couple people in the internet hitmen and tried to save them. And he's not exactly an action hero, at least so far. So we'll see what happens to him, because I think they just discovered that he's doing stuff to mess them up, so they want to mess him up. And then the last thing I got this week is one I pulled off the shelf, and it's another one of these Aftershock one-shots by Garth Ennis, P.J. Holden, Matt Mila, and Rob Steen. It's not even a one-shot, it's a number 1. So maybe there's more coming. Let's see if there's a to be continued at the end. I'll just try to look at the end without looking at it. There's a to be continued at the end. So I guess it's more than just a one-shot. But I've been liking these one-shots. But one of the reasons I'm liking them is because they're one-shots. Now I have to decide if I want to buy more. One of the things I like about them is I don't have to decide if I want to buy more. Now I'm going to have to. Either put it on my pull list or not. But I didn't even notice this one's a little slightly higher price. This one's $8, not $7. Oh, look at that. They snuck $1 out of me. And they're usually 40 pages. So, I'll check it out. I've been enjoying these, so we'll see how this one is. Now let me show you a little of my work I've been doing this week. Speaking of the Great Gatsby, first we'll show you Dreams of Things. I inked this one just yesterday. Whoops! I hate when they fall down off of there. That disturbs me. Inked this one. There's going to be a lot of color work in this. There's a lot of weird flatness going on in the faces that I'm going to have to add some interest to in color. But this other thing I did, I said I've started a project. You can follow it on Patreon too. Links down below, where I'm making my own. I'm illustrating The Great Gatsby, just sort of for myself. I'm going to make it a digital book eventually. It'll probably take me all this year to get stuff done. But here are This is the party scene. This is the party scene in Gatsby. This is the pencil version. I want you to pay special attention because of Gus, mind the comics. I had to look up how cufflinks were done, because that's not how a cufflink is done. And then when I inked it, I had to change it to how a cufflink really looks. There's kind of a bit of fabric on the side that makes a V or a elongated O, and the cufflink comes in the middle. It goes right through the cuff there. But this is the inked version. You see it's the same thing, just with some line weight and dark ink. So now I'm going to color this. So this is going to be one of the illustrations. This is my illustration of the party scenes, and there's even an elephant at this party, because it's not a party without an elephant. There you go. This is another one of my Gatsby ones. This one I don't quite like this one. I might want to redo it. But this is Daisy from the Great Gatsby. So I'm working on a lot of different styles and a lot of different stuff for this illustrated version. It's gonna be a long time coming. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing. But there you go. Some comic books, some artwork. You guys have a good week out there.